What up? Let me put y'all on some. You know what really sucks? When it's late, or should I say it's early in the morning, and you're binging video games, streaming Netflix, doom scrolling, switching apps, doing all of that without even considering how much time is going by. You're not even having a blast doing this. This is just because you want to take more time to yourself, and you gaslit yourself into thinking that time is for fun and not your responsibilities. Sleep is a responsibility too, bro. All of a sudden, you take notice of the time, and your next shift at work starts in 5.5 hours, and you haven't slept yet. You keep telling yourself that you're going to go through another match, another episode, another video, whatever the butt fuck you're going, like you're watching or interacting with, consuming, doom scrolling, whatever the fuck, and you feel like an idiot wondering to yourself, oh, why do I keep doing this? One day I'm gonna lock in, get disciplined, wake up earlier, stop wasting time, and better myself. But we know that self-motivational bullshit. The next thing you do is repeat the same cycle that you have been on for who knows how long. You don't even feel like you've hit rock bottom and failed dramatically. You just fade into going back into your bullshit, doing the same shit that isn't going to help you, like you did a 180 and started to moonwalk with your hand on your crotch. Except this ain't a hee hee moment, it's more of a yee yee ass moment. At some time, you gotta come to a point where you help yourself out because no one is going to chase success for you. What, is the success fairy gonna come in and walk in on you playing video games, watching Netflix or YouTube, and shut that shit off and go to sleep? No, even if that were such a thing, you would shoo it off or you would traumatize it if it caught you beating your meat or flicking the bean. You're the only one capable of creating your own path in life and leading yourself to a point where you don't hate yourself. Discipline isn't about becoming some boring, strict, perfect version of yourself. That's somebody that lives life with a stick up their ass that they themselves put in. Discipline is about getting to a point where you don't hate yourself. Like, feel some sort of ounce of comfort and happiness instead of mindless pleasures, or should I say dopamine hits that we continuously consume on a regular basis. But you keep telling yourself, oh, I'll do this when I have this variable presence in my life. It's not the right time yet. Well, you know what, dipshit? That bullet that you 360 no-scoped into your foot is your sign that you need to do what's right instead of being in a perpetual unpleasant cycle that's keeping you from feeling better in the mind and body. And on that morning of short, bad quality sleep, you wake up with more regret than you did before you started sleeping. On some real shit, you woke up feeling like you left yourself behind, and you gotta catch up with your schedule. Then you start telling yourself these fuck-ass excuses all over again. You be saying shit like, today doesn't count. I'll work on it tomorrow. I'll get through today, and when tomorrow rolls around, that's when I get to it. And then you say that shit like you're patting a friend on the back. Success, minor or major, is an investment that you take action upon yourself to initiate in order to grow in life, move forward, and be the better person than you were before. You gotta put so much effort into something before you come close to seeing success. You don't wake up in the morning after a night of hating yourself and feeling like crap, and then all of a sudden feel disciplined. You don't. You gotta act and do shit before you feel shit. Act first, then the feeling of discomfort comes in. It ain't bad, that's just you leaving your comfort zone. Then you notice the growth building. Stop lugging the tank of useless copium that you huff in to come up with the enemy of excuses. For real though, excuses sound reasonable, they don't sound suspicious. But really, it just sabotage. It sounds like logic. And your ignorance thinks that excuses are convenient. Don't be an ignoramus, you ignorant anus. And you're mistaken if you see excuses as self-care. We convince ourselves that we deserve rest, comfort, distractions, but nah, fuck all that. You need structure, honesty, and enough discomfort to feel like you're growing. We got ourselves fucked up down bad by staying in bad situations. And we stay in them because we like the familiarity. We know how to finesse being in shit. We figured out how to tolerate being proactive while tired, unhappy, and unfulfilled. The mind fuck in this is that there's some weird sense of safety in knowing how bad things are gonna feel. Oh, change. Now change? That requires something of us. That demands leaving your comfort zone. It requires you to learn. It asks for patience without negotiation. Fear gaslights you into thinking that change is too complicated, overwhelming, and too time consuming. And that time passes by whether you spent doing something or not. So instead of risking in life, we don't do anything and mope about not being where we want to be. And that is what the average schmuck calls waiting for the right moment. You don't need to find the right moment. You don't need a sign. Your crappy life is the sign. If you got yourself in the mess that you're in, or if you just happen to be dealt with bad cards in life, you gotta work better than what life throws at you. Once again, excuses are our enemies disguised as a convenience. We choose the comfort of our bad situation simply because we are too afraid to change. Stop letting your fear of new things and learning things that you think are too complicated or time consuming keep you from the life that you want to live. Habits need to be changed. You will need to unlearn some things, learn some new things, change the way you set your outlook in life, and get yourself right. Later, when you do get to work, you forget that you had thoughts of locking in and you still feel sleep deprived and running on 2 or more servings of caffeine because you need that stimulant to get through the day, but that really doesn't solve the problem because caffeine can't ever replace a bad night's rest. It just borrows energy now from the energy you would have later, and then you end up feeling like a special sort of fucked up. You get on with your shift. Doom scroll on your breaks. You hate yourself during those shifts, hoping that the time on the clock speeds up, and then working in those shifts makes you feel like you're stuck. You start to think of the potential you believe you have and how little of it you're actually using. But then, when you get home, you just end up repeating the same cycle again. Heck, you might even sleep on your bed and take a nap to catch up on unslept time, then go back to binging whatever it is that's keeping you from actually being productive and making you feel good about yourself. You tell yourself some bullshit once again, like, tonight will be different and I'll finally lock in and get stuff done. But no, you just go back on your bullshit, you just do a 180 and then moonwalk. Buddy, you don't change because of laziness or that you don't care. It's because habits don't get up with confidence and change themselves. You gotta put in the effort, go in and say, fuck it, we ball. You don't gotta wait for a sign to start balling. The signs are all around you. They just don't light a fire under your ass to get yourself going. You procrastinate on something without a due date. That's a sign. Feeling restless when you're doing nothing but stealing your time to sleep. That's a sign right there. Success is worth it, so let yourself work it. But you don't gotta take your life down, flip it and reverse it. What I'm getting at here is that you don't have to attempt to turn your life around completely overnight. You don't have to be extra as fuck with some reinvention of yourself. Just be real with yourself, be consistent, show up for yourself. Take a moment to think about what feels better in the long run rather than what feels good immediately. Start a habit and you'll feel better. It won't happen instantly, but slowly. Fast enough that you can start trusting yourself again. Start something small enough that you can't talk yourself out of it. Shit like going to bed earlier or putting the phone down earlier. Stick to that shit longer than you want and see what happens. I know what I said is a cliche, but a lot of cliches are right. This is one of those times when they are right. Don't let the presence of change and the absence of immediate feedback convince you that it's pointless. Progress is gradual. It doesn't announce itself, you gotta notice it. Get it through your head that most of the time it feels boring and inconvenient before it ever feels rewarding. Perfection is not the goal here. This isn't what the main focus is. You gotta focus on breaking the cycle, choosing peace in the long term over short-term pleasure. Let me put you on this. Holding yourself accountable doesn't mean beating yourself up. That's the fucked way to go about things. There's a clear difference between discipline and hating yourself. Don't confuse them. You don't gotta cuss yourself out every time you mess up. Stop treating yourself as an enemy. Think of it this way. Say your homie, or a loved one of yours, was going through the same cycle of shit. You wouldn't call them lazy or broken. You let them know that they're tired, overstimulated, burnt way the fuck out. You tell them that they need a structure and that they need patience. Being tough on yourself feels productive, but really it's just making you feel worse. It links growth with shame. Shame doesn't build consistency, it just lets avoidance grow. It just pushed you in the wrong direction. You just dig yourself in a deeper hole than you want to get out of. You are allowed to call yourself out for messing up without convincing yourself that you are human garbage. Changing yourself is not about flipping some magic switch that makes you a better person. Don't act brand new. It's about how you change the way you look at yourself while switching up your habits. If you keep telling yourself that you're behind, every step forward is going to feel harder than it's supposed to. Every step feels hard when you shoot yourself in the foot. Changing your outlook on life for the better doesn't mean that everything is fine, dandy, filled with sunshines and rainbows. It means looking at effort like it's progress instead of proof that you were missing out before. The fact that you're aware of this cycle means something. You aren't starting from zero every time you wake up. You start with experience. You can frame how you perceive a new day instead of thinking, oh shucks, I'm already behind. You see the day as unwritten. A small win still counts on a bad day. A win is a win. Going to bed early still matters even if you stay up late every now and then. Momentum doesn't come from perfection. What it really comes from is a mixture of forgiveness and effort. You don't have to look at life as a constant fuck up. Don't look at it like it's something you constantly mess up. Look at it like it's something to learn, to manage, slowly, gradually, imperfectly. Honestly, that mindset removes the heavy baggage you carry and makes life feel lighter. And when you fuck up, fuck it. You're gonna mess up, and when you do, don't turn that into a flaw on your character. Treat that like it's feedback. Readjust, try again. No spiraling, no crashing out. None of that, oh gee willikers, what's the point? Yee ass mindset. Just awareness and micro corrections. Growth keeps you synced to your humanity. Break cycles, start new ones. Choose long-term happiness over short-term pleasure. Fuck it, we ball. But remember to give yourself some props for surviving as long as you have with the resources that you had at the time. You're not late to life. You're whole, you're capable. You are somebody learning how to live in a way that doesn't exhaust you. Remember this, you already have hope if you want better for yourself. Real shit. Acting on things, even if it doesn't go perfectly, is how hope manifests into reality. This is your sign, telling you to take action, better your habits, and you'll feel better. Start something to be proud of and stick to it. The discomfort, awareness, and the push towards change is not going to crush you. It's a guide pointing you forward. Don't let the presence of change and the absence of immediate feedback stop you. This is your sign. It's been your boy Being Weirdo. I upload regularly. Do what you want with that information. Don't work too hard. I'll try not to.